Hi everyone, today we will learn how to make such ideal and most importantly thin nails using a new super strong material, NANOgel. Let's talk about all the tips and nuances of working with it. We'll also learn how to apply it correctly using dual forms. So let's go! To begin with, we remove the old material with a carbide drill bit with a green notch. And of course, when removing it, we do not touch the natural nail, but just thin the coating in the proper way and move on to more detailed filing. The file must be 100 grit for removal and also for working with NANOgel. For example, when working with hard gel, I use 100 grit file to remove old material and a 180 grit file to make the shape of the nail. So to work with NANOgel, we always take only 100 grit, since 180 grit is definitely not enough. It is advisable to make the surface smooth, since when applying the dual forms, an uneven surface of the nail will complicate the process and force you to apply unnecessary pressure. I will make a very clean stamp, so we will first do a manicure. Remove the cuticles, and all we have to do is apply the gel, correct the shape and cover with top coat. So, the nails are ready for coating, and first of all, we apply a primer and then apply a universal base for the strongest adhesion of the artificial coating to the nail. Today we will make an almond shape, and for this we take the almond dual forms and try them on. We need them to fit, of course, not tightly, but we also need to understand that this time we are not interested in a super thick apex, since everything will be worn with this gel perfect in any case. And now we move on to the most intriguing and funniest part of the process. Filling the dual forms. There are many ways to fill the forms with this gel, but I will show you the most convenient one. To do this, we need a spatula, and I take the required amount of the gel on it, and then I roll it into a ball and flatten it into the dual form. Very important, do not press too hard on the gel with your fingers, otherwise it may stick to the glove, and that's all. Then just throw away the glove and put on a new one. In general, using very light, barely pressing movements, we make a ball and put it in the dual form. We repeat this with each form. Next step, we begin to level the gel with a silicone brush so as to leave the thinnest layer in the cuticle area. This will help us prevent the gel from leaking onto the cuticle when placing the forms. The process takes a little longer than when working with a regular gel, but still is incredibly interesting and a very cool feeling that the nails can be extremely thin and at the same time uniquely strong in just a thrill. By the way, I wanted to ask you, if you're interested in such videos and would like to see more in the future, subscribe to my channel and like this video. This will let me know if it's worth continuing to work for you on YouTube. So let's move on to installing the dual forms on the nail. The process requires skill and understanding of dual forms technique. When working with NANOgel, you need to understand that you should put more pressure on the dual form than with the regular gel. But the most important rule, don't overpress on the center of the form. This is the most common mistake. If you do this, you will immediately get a gap in the center of the nail. Press more on the cuticle area or vice versa on the free edge. A distinctive feature of working with NANOgel is that we need to press on the form and and move it towards the cuticle. And if the form does not get into the desired position, we need to move it up and down, at the same time pressing more and more. And very cool feature of this gel is that we can remove our hand from the dual form and check the level of its installation in the lower parallels. This is very, very cool. Every time I check whether I have covered the lower parallels or not. And also, if the gel has leaked somewhere beyond the dual form, I can easily remove the excess with an orange stick. This is truly amazing. Now let's start leveling the underside of the free edge. Take a silicone brush and remove the excess gel. Our task is to make the nail thin from the very beginning in order to drill less. And we just put all the gel that we removed back in a jar, and it sticks so easily and quickly that the process becomes simply fun. It is very, very cool that since our nails should be thin, we just literally don't spend the gel, and one jar will serve us a huge amount of time. I repeat again, we remove the thickness to the maximum so that we have almost nothing left to file. Let it cure for a minute in the lamp, ideally even 2 minutes, and enjoy removing the dual forms. This is just incredibly cool. This gel does not have a sticky layer, and so we immediately move on to filing the final form. I use only 100 grit file. The nails are thin, so they are easy to file. First, we need to buff the surface of the nail so that the top coat does not start chipping when worn. And let's look at the underneath drilling. In order to make my life easier, I take the same coarse carbide drill bit and use it to remove the excess thickness. The speed of the drill bit is not high, so I'm absolutely not afraid to touch the tip of the finger and go even deeper. This drill bit removes it very easily. Now I take a 0.4 carbide drill bit and start going round the cuticle. And I also quickly drilled the underneath of the free edge in those places where I couldn't get into with a thicker bit. Once again, I quickly refile the final shape of the nails, since it always suffers a little when drilling out the underside. And I wipe it with a napkin with alcohol in order to apply light patterns on the nails. This is a simple and elegant design we decided to do with my client in the end. I really love this design. It looks airy and sophisticated, and it takes absolutely no time at all. As usual, I cover the nails with top coat and cure for 1 minute. Please note that I work on the MG Art brand and the curing time is given for MG Art brand products. And here they are, our super strong and super thin nails. Let's admire the result and be inspired for new nail victories. Thank you very much for watching, and if you liked this video and would like to receive more such videos, like and subscribe to the channel. This will help me understand in which direction to move next. Hope to see you soon.